Hello and welcome back to Driversroom Festival of Speed. We are in Season 4 with Round 6 Tier 2. Let's have a rundown of the grid for you. This week we are at Mount Panorama or Bathurst in Australia. And Ivano put his car on pole. Next up on the grid we have Speed. Then we have Mickey. Then Nightmare. Then we have JSR. Then in 6th position we have Jamie D. In 7th we have Dowlers. In 8th we have Bullet. In 9th we have Damisha. Then alongside him starts Rocker. Then we have we have FJR Mercer in 11th place. Then we have in 12th place we have Trout. Then we have AGT Grimlock in 13th place, and last but not least we have Munro in 14th place. Let's have a look at how this chaotic night race in Bathurst went. We're almost on our way. And there we go for round 6. Ivano seems to have got a great start. Speed is in 2nd place at the moment, while Ivano had a very good start. It's Speed in 2nd place. Then we have JSR and Mickey. Then behind them we have a cluster of 4 cars going 3 wide into the 2nd corner. No casualties yet. Although I say that, while in the background we have somebody spinning. We have 2 people spinning. It is Trout and Munro. Rocker maybe as well. Then we have Grimlock, who has made a mistake as well. Looking a bit further up the field, we have Dowlers chasing down Bullets as they come over the top of the mountain for the first time into the steep downhill section. Very tricky to get right, I should say, as we see Dowlers demonstrating that for us, and Demetia, it's all kicking off behind them. Bullet gets spun round. This is chaos. My goodness. Oh, what a disaster. Let's have a look from Bullet's onboard. First he gets squeezed, then he tries to recover. Somebody gets down the inside and somebody taps him from the rear and he's just spun round. Not a very good start from his race. He waits for Munro to get by and then he rejoins the track safely. Well done there, sir. But yeah, that's a real shame to so early on in the race. Back into the lead we have Speed, who has overtaken Ivano for 1st place. So lap 1 is completed with a lot of carnage on the way. In 3rd place we have Mickey. Then we have Nightmare, Dowlers, MJR Mercer, Demisha in 7th. Then we have AGT Grimlock, who was slow off the final corner. Rocker overtook him there. Then we have JSR, Jamie D, Munro and Bullet. Bathurst is a tricky circuit to get right, although when you get it right it's much fun. But at night it's a beautiful but also a very difficult place to drive. Some corners are blind, so if somebody has spun, you won't see it until you are almost right up against them. Lovely scenery you see in the back, the city. I don't know which city it is. An Australian city, that's all I can say. Through the dipper, getting a bit wobbly on the back end, but looks all good for Dowlers. Meanwhile, Speed has already pulled away, as we see only only a little bit in the distance you can see Ivano. Then in 6th place we have MGR Mercer, who had a really great start. He was down in 9th position, I believe. Now is in 6th, the favorite place of Super GT. Hope that somebody will get that reference. I do think so. But it is the question if MGR Mercer will finish in 6th position, or if he will improve his position and catch up to Nightmare and Dowlers. Dowlers meanwhile has overtaken Nightmare for 4th position, probably on the main straight, as we see how close they are up onto the mountain. Bit early braking for Dowlers. Nightmare narrowly avoiding going into the back of him, but luckily it's all good. As for strategy, we see that Dowlers is on the softs while Nightmare is on the super softs. Interesting to see the strategy pay out. Then we have Mickey also on the softs, Ivano as well, and Speed on the super soft. Speed has just he's off into the distance, never to be seen again. Maybe with the pit stops, but after that he is gone. 9/10 quicker already. Whilst everybody else is just slower than their previous best. Nightmare has probably made a mistake because MGR Mercer is now in 5th position and the Misha is down, now on the back of him. From my memory, we haven't seen that much action from the Misha yet. Let's see if he can catch up to Nightmare and maybe overtake him. If you can keep it clean around here, you will be fine. It's just a matter of being very conscious about your surroundings. Is Grimlock going for the move? No, he is not. He backs out of it. He will wait, maybe hoping for a mistake from Jimmy D. Although I say that, and Grimlock himself made a mistake going into turn 4. It's if you brake and you're unstable, you have a high chance of getting spun round, as Grimlock demonstrated us. Bullet now catching up to Grimlock after Grimlock made his mistake. Bullet, he is probably fuming after his lap 1 incident, which saw him tumble all the way down from, I believe it was 6th, no 5th, all the way down to last position. He has overtaken Munro, who isn't having the best of times out there yet. Lovely helicopter in our shot. Munro sliding around the Falcon turn. Demisha is a bit close to Nightmare at the end of lap 4 than he was at the end of lap 3. Maybe with a bit of slipstream he will be able to slingshot past Nightmare, although I don't think he's close enough. Maybe going for a dive bomb? Nah. He is smart and waits for a better opportunity than going for a kamikaze. I believe it is. Going a bit wide there. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Jamie D and Jace are still battling it out quite heavily. I believe they have swapped positions, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. And please let us know what do you think is the best livery for this season of the RFS. Oh, Jamie D has made a mistake. He has picked up damage as well. Let's see what happened. Oh, just loses it and gets on to the barrier. That's strange. So he was following closely. We're now on the hood cam of Jamie D. So going into here, loses the back end, and oh, there's a bit of barrier sticking out. That explains the crazy crash physics that we saw from him, but that has led to him picking up damage. Not so great for him. This has meant that JSR is now he can now focus on Trout instead of also having to defend from Jamie D. We are now at the 1/3 point of the race. In probably a lap or 2/3 we will see the first pit stops coming. I think the undercut is the most valuable strategy here, seeing that going up the hill and down the hill as well, you really need that grip, as we see Trout having to defend from JSR. Is JSR going for the move here into turn 2? No, he is not. Mount Panorama, as this track is also called, isn't the greatest track for overtaking, but is sure as hell much fun to drive on if you can get it right, as I said earlier. Otherwise you will be toast and just falling down the order. Rocker not getting such a great exit out of the top of the mountain. Down into the steep downhill. Is it all going fine? I see no casualties. Jamie D has caught up massively to JSR. Well done to him. as we hear the tires scream all over the Falcon turn. Grimlock getting it a bit wrong, and now he gets it massively wrong, and Bullet also narrowly escaping death. But this means that Bullet is now up into 12th position. As we go back back to the front, I should say. Sorry. Speed has just pulled away. Then we have Mickey and Ivano battling it out, going side by side into this second corner. Mickey backs out of it, but Ivano gets the exit all wrong and swerves into Mickey. It wasn't on purpose, I know that for sure. I know Ivano is a very clean racer, but it's still bumper to bumper going up the mountain. Behind them we have Dowlers in 4th. Then we have somebody spinning. It is Nightmare who has spun round. I was going to check on them, big group of people here. What happened? Oh, same as Ivano had, but just worse. He lost it on the exit curb. And got into the left hand side barrier, and luckily the ghosting system did what it's supposed to and avoided a bigger crash, as Nightmare quits the race, unfortunately. This is our first DNF. That's a shame. Ivano and Mickey still toted bumper to bumper. Mickey now going for the move around the outside. Slight lift, but cannot hold it. Although Ivano didn't have a great exit, needed to keep his car together to keep it on the road. That has meant that Mickey is now up into 2nd place, as we see Ivano again getting it a bit wrong on the exit. Dowlers meanwhile is into the pits at almost exactly the halfway point of the race. 50 minutes have passed, 50 minutes to go. Let's see. He's doing well on fuel, so no fuel saving needed. Let's see. Damisha also in the pits. Bit worse on fuel, but doesn't matter. And Dowders comes out on the soft tires, just in front of MJR Mercer. What? That was amazing. 1/10 or 2/10 slower that pit stop from Dowders, and he would have come out behind him. Mercer now trying around down the inside. Is he going to make it stick on worse tires? No, he is not. Dowders on the fresher tires after his pit stop has maintained 4th position. So he did not lose that much time in his pit stop. Come in while in 4th position and is now in 4th position as well. Oh, MJR Mercer has crashed. I heard some tire screaming. I thought something went wrong, and it surely did. Grazing the barrier on the inside, and then just he kept it running, kept it on the road, so that's luckily for him. JSR now is the mistake from MJR Mercer has led to JSR catching up down into the downhill section. Both MJR Mercer and JSR need to make a pit stop, but we have to see who will come out in front of that. I suppose they will go in both at the same time at the end of this lap, as Speed is also in the pit. But let's quickly go back to that battle, seeing if JSR can match MGR Mercer on the straight. Unfortunately, he cannot for JSR. So JSR will have to wait for a better opportunity. Speed exits the pit lane and still is in front by quite a margin. Let's see, has Dowders made the undercut work? Ivano is only now out of the pits. The undercut worked for Dowders. He has gained a position from Ivano. So yeah, but we have to see, like, because Dowders tires will die off at the end of the race, and Ivano's will not, or not so much, I should say. So that can be interesting to see. But MGR Mercer and JSR continuing on their tires. So they will be looking for a bit longer stretch, or maybe Mercer is going for the no stop. He has the soft tires on the tire wear, isn't that bad, given that they are already over halfway, even more, as there is a yellow flag. It is Dowders. What happened there? Oh no, lost it on the exit curb and spun. Oh no. He has damage on his front bumper. But can he keep it going? He is reversing for some reason. Letting the other guys by to not make any not make it any more dangerous than it already is, as he loses it again on the dipper. It hasn't been a great first clean lap on the newer tires. That's a shame. MGR Mercer still in front of JSR, but JSR is now looking to go down the inside. No, he lifts off and lets Mercer go out in front. Interesting to see. Maybe a bit of slipstreaming action going on. They still aren't pulling into the pits. As JSR goes down the inside, it doesn't quite work out. And as a result of that, he loses the position to Dowders. Dowders maybe, after the not so great exit from MGR Mercer, can maybe look for a move down into the second corner of the 10th lap. We have to see. Slipstreaming like hell. Is he going? He's going to move to the outside. He has fresher tires. Will he make it stick? That's the big question of all. Mercer braking late. Dowders going very wide due to the fact that he's on the outside. Mercer keeps fourth position. Let's see. But can Mercer hold it for much longer? As he goes a bit wide into turn 3 is that. But still holds it. Magnificent racing from the three of them. Mercer now still in fourth. But for how much longer? Over the top of the hill they come. The same place where Dowders had his crash last time round. As Mercer goes a bit wider line. Seems to be great for him, as Dowders getting a bit slidey on the exit of the dipper. Through the Falcon turn, Dowders going down the inside, having way better traction than MGR Mercer. Side by side they're running. Wow, this is amazing to see. Very clean racing from the both of them. Very much respect given to each other. But Dowders taking the upper hand and claiming fourth position. Don't brake too late. So he has slightly overshot the braking point. But he keeps it clean and he is up into 4th position, the same he was 2 laps ago. After his crash, he is now back up there. Let's do a quick rundown of the field for you. It's 22 minutes have passed, only 8 to go. We have Speed now in front, just dominating everybody. Then we have Mickey in 2nd place. Ivano not that far behind him in 3rd position. That is your podium. Then we have Dowless in 4th. Now just pulling away from MJR Mercer and JSR behind. Then in 7th we have Damisha. Not far behind him is Jamie D. Then we have Trout who's on his own. Rocker who's on his own. And you have AGT, Grimlock and Bullet. Bullet isn't making that much progress after the lap 1 carnage. It's a shame to see that. He can't he can't catch up to the guys in front. Has to stick behind Grimlock. And then in last but not least we have Munro. MJR Mercer has made a mistake somewhere because JSR has passed him. Let's see. Oh, just before they go on to the downhill section. The same as Dowder's had, almost synchronized. Wow, that's a real shame for MJR Mercer, who was going pretty well. Now Damisha is on the back of him. MJR Mercer having some bumper damage, but it ain't too big of a deal, I believe. But this has formed a new train of containing the MJR Mercer, Damisha and Jamie D. Damisha is in the worst position in my opinion, having to attack but also defend as he goes way deeper than MJR Mercer. MJR Mercer looking for the cutback, but he doesn't get it right. Damisha, after a very nicely executed dive bomb, is now into 6th position, I should say. Now Jamie D is also looking for the move. MJR Mercer is now just stumbling down the order after being in 5th position. Not even a lap later, he's in 8th position. Oh, it's horrible for him. Munro is the first one to get lapped on lap 11 or lap 12 for speed. As we see Grimlock having a penalty. In his last time around, Speed also set the fastest lap of the race at 2 minute 2.306. Very good lap. If you are just about the 2 minute mark, you have a really good lap. He goes even quicker, 2 minute 1.787. I was going to switch away, but oh no, he has made a mistake. Oh, you can say this is a commentator's curse, but this is probably his first mistake of the entire race. Just dropping the right rear wheel onto the grass and he is spun round. He has got damage, but Mickey, the first one in contention for the lead, is yeah, what would it be, about 300 meters, 10 seconds or so behind now after he spun. Dowler's just pulling away now after battling with JSR and MJ Mercer. JSR also pulled the gap. Now everybody's spreading out a bit. Rocker and Bullet. Bullet finally made work of Grimlock, going past him for 11th position. Now Rocker is under threat of Bullet. Bullet has now released his full potential. If he can keep it on the road, of course. We'll have to see what happens. You can just see at the lap times. 2 minute 9, 2 minute 8, 2 minute 10 for Rocker. Last time by for Bullet was a 2:08.8 and for Rocker was a 2:10. 2 minute 10, so yeah, 2 seconds slower on the last lap. Then we have Trout, who there was a yellow flag. I believe it was for Trout. No, it is for Damisha. What happened here? Oh, just lost it and in reverse. Luckily he's ghosted, otherwise it would be very difficult for the other guys to get past him. He doesn't have damage, that's a great thing to see. Although that looks a bit weird, maybe it's lag. No, it's yellow flag, so I don't know what happened here. That's really strange. Got a 1.5 second penalty after colliding with the wall. What is happening with Trout? If you have any idea what happened to him, leave it down into the comments. I'll have a look at that and maybe that can explain what happened. As Bullet goes sideways into the Falcon turn. Luckily he can keep it pretty much out of the barriers, but it has lost. He has now lost touch to Rocker in front of him. MJ Mercer has overtaken Damisha after Damisha has made a mistake and dropped from, I believe it was 6th. Yeah, probably down to 8th position now. MJ Mercer going for the no stopper. Interesting choice. You can just see his lap times are even longer than Rocker's ones and Bullet as well. But it is clear to say that Speed is just dominating with a 2:02, 2:03 every lap, every time round, except for the last lap where he made his first mistake of the entire race. On to his last lap he goes with only 30 seconds remaining for the regular time. Mickey as well, he's gonna make it for another lap. And Ivano will as well, but now the question is, Dowlers probably won't make it. He surely is not. So in 4th place comes Dowlers, as if he can keep it on the road for so long. As we see somebody waiting for the timing line. Monroe is that. As Dowlers comes home in 4th position, very good job for him. Then we have JSR in 5th, also nicely done there. His tires are shredded, look at those right hand tires. Then we have Jemmy D. Also a very good job for him. Then we have Damisha, who has overtaken M. John Mercer. M. John Mercer, who has just fallen down the order again. What happened here? Did it just overshoot the final corner? No, just couldn't keep it on the road, and it has led him to losing 2 extra positions. Oh, it went from bad to worse for John Mercer. Real shame to see that happening. Damisha comes home in 7th place. Then we have Rocker in 8th. Mercer in 9th, as we see Bullet just drifting across the finish line. We have AGT Grimlock in 11th, but he's in auto drive. But there is Speed who has just dominated everybody. Just pulled away after the first lap. He said sayonara, and he went on to claim his, I don't know how many he already has, victory in DRFS. Well done there. In 2nd place we have Mickey. Stellar job for him as well. Kept it there the whole race. And in 3rd comes home Ivano. That was the race for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you next week for DRFS.